Well, hey everybody, Captain Dave Schneider, It's a Guide's Life. Here I am back in the closet. Okay. So, I had a brutal day out on Okeechobee this morning and this afternoon. We went out early and fished until about 3 o'clock with Josh Gray. Yesterday, Josh Gray had a spectacular day, including an 8-pound, 10-ounce fish. By the way, that giveaway is in full swing. Got 2 more days for you guys to get your winners up. Get into the drawing. Check out that video. There's a couple of names right now that are like, I've got like 4 or 5 that we've picked out already that we kind of really like. So anyway, get your idea in for what we should name the big fish. So anyway, having said that, today Josh said, look, I caught my big fish. He's pretty mature for an 18-year-old angler, but he's like, Captain Dave, I caught my big fish. I did what I came here to do. So I just want to artificial fish. I want to just beat the water like a tournament fisherman. You know, just going to go out. Let's just do that and let the chips fall where they may. And that's exactly what we did. We caught a fish early on a swimming worm, a dark-colored swimming worm in the hydrilla in the monkey box, and that was, things got real quiet after that. We wound up with 2 in the boat. Nick got 2 in the boat. We did one of the cool things was he's never done a lot of flipping, and you know, mats and things like that just don't really exist all that much in Arkansas, in the part of Arkansas where he lives. So he was pretty excited to be able to try that and to do that. We went pounding the water with 2-ounce weights, and he did a really good job. I mean, it was pretty cool to watch him handle the heavy weight and get the bait in. We talked about the progression of a flip. You know, what I like to do, and I've talked about this before, you throw your bait in, let it fall to the bottom, let it sit there. Don't jig it, don't do anything crazy to it, just let it sit. Lift it up really carefully after a few, maybe 5 to 8 seconds. Lift it up real careful and kind of weigh it. Make sure it just weighs 2 ounces. If it weighs more than 2 ounces, set the hook. But if you don't have a fish on at that point, you just kind of shake it real gentle. Bring it all the way to the top. Lower it down about 4 or 5 inches from the top of the weed or the cover, and just kind of let it sit there. Pull it out and do it again. You go through that progression until you get a bite. If you throw it in and before it hits the bottom, a fish bites it. Now you don't have to go through that whole process. Just throw it in, let it hit the bottom, lift it out, throw it into another spot, and you know, you can kind of pick up and go fast pitching that way. But the fish kind of teach you that. Well, today the bite was put it in, come all the way, lift it all the way back up to the top, and right at the top, lower it down a little bit, bam. Missed several really nice bites, and so it was really cool I was really happy for Josh to be able to garner that experience, but we didn't catch him. He just wound up with the 2 in the boat tonight, which is kind of hard for me to deal with as a guide because, you know, I've got higher expectations than that. But we had bites, but mostly you could see that it was really a good quality time. It was time well spent. As far as Josh's progression as an angler and whatnot. So anyway, we're pretty proud of that. Here's the real reason I'm on tonight. Well, that and I need to talk to you, but guys, I went fishing this evening. I went out on the water and I went into East Wall, and the fish at about 6 o'clock, about 5:30, 6 o'clock, the fish turned on. And I mean, the water was still cold. We still, you know, we had a huge temperature drop in the water. This is the Okeechobee Lake report here. The water went from the mid 70s down to the mid to upper 60s overnight, and it blew and blew and blew and blew, and it just made fishing very difficult, very tough. Well, tonight I got into the back end of East Wall, back behind Rocky, where I've been several times, and man, we got on the fish. I mean, I was with a couple of other guys. We just kind of fun fishing. The bait was the small, dark-colored swimming worm by Zoom, whether it's June bug or any kind of a black or anything kind of a real dark worm would work just fine, but it was the small one. And with a real light weight, guys, I'm telling you, throw it out, about 2 or 3 cranks, kind of slow cranks, and kapow! And here's the pattern. Are you ready? This was the deal. When you get in those back end areas right now, you're going to find needle grass, and the needle grass is sticking up. It's just looks like a pencil reed almost or something. But it's thinner than a pencil. But you'll see it just sticking up through the grass, and right now it's about 4 or 5 inches above the water line. and there might be 15 or 20 of those little stick-ups. There are fish all over those. In fact, the guy I was with, Major Beeman, told me, he said, Dave, he said, every time we get to one of those little patches, that's where we're catching them. And boy, he was right. It got to, we were shooting fish in a barrel by the time we got ready to leave. It was just about every cast. We'd pull into an area, and at one point we had a triple. It was just bam, bam. Now they were all 1 to 2.5. I had one almost 3 pounds, 1 to 3 pounders. But several of them had white bellies. They were peeing males. It was clearly a spawning situation back there. And so but that's a really big deal, guys. So that part of the lake really turned on tonight. I don't know if that pattern is playing out anywhere else, but you check around in the areas you're fishing, in the backwater areas, and if you see that needle grass, you toss some baits around that stuff. Like I said, swimming worms were red hot tonight. Captain Dave Schneider, that's the lake report. I've got some great video coming out for you guys. I got so much pulling at me right now. I'm booked every day, and I'm fishing like crazy. Like today, I was out on the water the entire day. But I've got great video coming from the Keys down there with John and Mike Simon. I got that one coming at you. I want to show you. Obviously, my first priority right now is probably going to be to get Josh Gray's video out. It's going to be a shorter video, but it's going to be about his big fish. So you can see that big fish when he caught it. I have it all on tape, of course, and so it was a great deal, and it was pretty cool. So that's going to be coming at you as well. And then, of course, I've got a few videos I'm behind right now with guests. I've got guys coming into town starting tomorrow for 2 days, and they're hoping to show up on YouTube if we can have a good day and whatnot. So guys are gonna be fishing hard to see if they can score a place in the limelight as well, which is cool, man. I love it. I love it. So lots to do, lots coming, guys. Keep sharing. We're building a fire. Got working on some collaborations, some big stuff. We'll see if we can get it rolled into place here with the busy schedules of everybody involved. But anyway, guys, we're building a fire. Thanks for being with me. Thanks for staying with me. It's a guide's life. It's a great life. Thanks for sharing it with me, guys. Like the video. Hit the share button. Hit the subscribe button if you're not a subscriber. And guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, Captain Dave Schneider.